For the past few years, episode 8 has been known to be in some kind of legal limbo, which fans haven't really had a clue about until now. There was a lot of speculation about its delay, which caused many different theories to be thrown around over the past couple of years, up until the point where one of the show's main actors and writer, Brendan Rogers, stated that it was being held up for unknown legal issues, and that it was to do with someone in the end credits. After the release of episode 8, we finally have some clarity on the situation and can put the rumors to rest. When it was announced that it would be delayed, the main theory that was spread around by various YouTubers was that it was something to do with Kesha, given the fact that the Die Young music video had also disappeared around the same time as well. The general idea was that they were going to try and have Kesha as some kind of feature, or the Die Young song itself as some kind of homage to vivziepops' beginnings. As I mentioned earlier, Brendan Rogers was initially one of the main sources into what was actually going on behind the scenes. On his Instagram live, he said that it was due to someone in the end credits leaving people to assume it was someone working on or with the show, who we now know was Kesha. Around the time of episode 8's release, there was a potentially leaked screenshot going around about what was going on surrounding the episode, but there's no real way to tell if it's real. The only thing going for it is how well it seems to fit in with everything else going on, and it says, "Hey everyone, so we will be posting a bunch of announcements about this as we get closer to it, but we are possibly very close to being able to release Season 1's original finale, Episode 8, Queen Bee. However, unfortunately, as you might know or have guessed, this episode has been wrapped up in a lot of legal red tape regarding desires of a cast member. So unfortunately, when the episode releases, there are some very strict things we have to make sure you know. The biggest is legally it is not desired for anyone to tag Kesha or the producer of the song featured in the episode on any social media. I think for everyone's safety it's best to not mention her involvement at all. I know this is a strange ask, but it was legally requested and I think it's just better for everyone to not bother. Additionally to that, unfortunately since the original version of Cotton Candy we animated too is not desired to be released, we cannot allow roughs to be posted for this episode. This is a really frustrating thing to put in place and I promise it's purely just to protect everyone involved. I can explore a way for roughs to someday be seen safely, but for now please just feel free to cut your shots from the final episode to share what you did for the episode when it is out. I will reiterate this message when we get a release window / date properly confirmed, but yes, I want to make sure everyone knows about this as soon as possible so we can spread the word as much as we can. Thank you all for your understanding. This has been an exceedingly rough situation for a lot of us, but I'm looking forward to having it behind us and moving forward. From Viv. After this message was leaked, it was posted all around social medias, mainly around 4chan and Tumblr, so it's far beyond just being dismissed at this point. This message would link up with what's in the end credits and could confirm that Kesha was where all the legal problems were coming from, especially with her only recently ending court case that she had with her former label. To give more context on that, for the past 10 years Kesha had been in a legal struggle with her former label, trying to leave for a variety of issues I won't really delve into, but the main problem surrounding it was that Kesha wasn't really able to record anything because Kesha's deal with the label covers both her recording and publishing rights, so she was really boxed into a corner, and I can imagine trying to navigate around that while making this episode must have been a nightmare. The whole case was only finished up on June 22nd, and with the episode releasing on the 25th, it seems like everything was rushed around that, with there being a few audio errors and even the usual disclaimer not being introduced at the start of the episode. The general consensus surrounding it is that Kesha herself voiced all the music and voice lines, given that she had written the Cotton Candy song we hear. I assume that they thought the case might have ended much sooner, or they wouldn't have had so much trouble with having her in the show. This ended up not being the case, as the team then had to bring in Rochelle Demonte to voice over everything, and she did a really good job in doing so. Some of the roughs mentioned in the earlier message also might have had Kesha voicing over it, and include other bits and pieces that couldn't be included in the episode, so hopefully we might get to see some of those soon. I can guess that either the team wanted to avoid working with the label altogether, which resulted in this, or the label itself wanted an absurd amount of royalties for the show, which would have been pretty hard to give given it's an indie project with it being self-funded and from fans. To not have this episode out would have been a huge money sink and a big setback for the project, especially with all the aspects that would have to be covered along with reshooting all the lines and music for Bee herself. All in all, it's a shame it had to turn out this way. Having Kesha in the video would have been a really cool and interesting callback to Vivzie's original Die Young video, but that's just how bad legal things can go. That's all I had to say on this topic. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.